Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Farmtale. This is a game that you can find on Steam's Early Access program for about 10 bucks. I stress early access, that means everything that you're about to see here, including this review, is subject to change. So what is Farmtale? Well, it is a farming-themed clicker game. And like any clicker game, you're going to have carpal tunnel for the first 10-15 minutes or so until you actually start automating things. Unfortunately, this game is no different in that regard just because, well, in order to get resources in the beginning, you have to click on trees, and then the trees will yield wood, and you have to click on the wood in order to pick them up. Well, they tend to be so small that sometimes I misclick and miss, so, you have to keep click, 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 click. Oh, I finally picked it up. It would have been nice if there was some kind of mouse over collection tool. Some clicker games do ease you into that. Just hover your mouse over something and you'll automatically do the thing so that you're not constantly clicking. It would have been nice if this game had adopted that. But at some point, you will be able to automate things, which I'll get to. So you start off in this game in this basic island farm, and that's where most of your stuff is going to take place for quite a while. You start off with this chicken farm, this chicken coop, and you click on the chicken, a little timer fills up, it drops an egg, you click on the egg, it goes into your inventory, you sell the egg, you get money, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Eventually, you'll get access to put down different crops. Like right now, I've got potatoes that I can put down, and they are never ending. So they will just continuously produce potatoes, but I have to remember to water them from time to time. And you can use your pail to fill up the water at the ocean, which is kind of strange. Typically, you wouldn't use ocean water, salt water, to water crops. I would think that would be more of a freshwater kind of. Anyway. So at some point, though, you will have access to other animals, like there's rabbits and ducks, and you're going to click on them, and they're going to produce stuff over time. You click on it, those things get added to your inventory, you sell it, there you go. Now, over time, these particular coops and crops and everything else will start leveling up over time. Like the chicken farm, for example, starts off at level 1, and as they continue producing resources by you clicking on them, or as your farmers take care of them, they'll gain XP, these chicken farms, and level up. And in leveling up, they gain more stats. Now, this is where the game kind of faults. Unfortunately, like the game's tutorial is extremely lacking. It doesn't tell you key things. For one, like what happens when something levels up. What does it increase specifically? I'm noticing that, possibly my time to harvest these things is less, slightly less. Possibly I might be earning more money, but I'm not entirely sure. So you're kind of left guessing on a lot of things. Another case in point, there is a farmer's building that you can put down eventually. It will spawn one farmer, and my one farmer just went to my chicken coop. I'm like, okay, I've got a duck farm, so I'm going to build a second farmhouse or whatever. And so that a second farmer spawned, but he went right to my chicken coop. So I had two farmers at the chicken coop, none at the duck farm. I'm like, well, how do I get this guy over here and split the workload? I'm sitting there right-clicking, left-clicking, nothing was happening. So I went to the Steam forums, and one response was, whatever farm is closest to the farmhouse or the worker house is where they will go and work. So I'm like, okay, so I started rearranging everything, and I got it to work that way. But then I was reading that you can right-click on the farmer and then assign an animal. I'm like, well, I didn't see any radio menu, so I went ahead and tried that. It didn't work. I restarted the game. That worked. So this game runs on the Unreal Engine, and this Unreal Engine always craps out on me in some kind of way. I've never had a good experience with the Unreal Engine. But anyway, so I finally got that figured out. You can right-click on farmers and assign them to a particular animal. They will automatically, click on the animal to start the harvest process and then pick up things that they drop. So that's nice. You automatically harvest things that way. As far as the trees are concerned, you need wood. You can build these scrap collectors, as they're called. You put them on the coast, and they will just automatically collect wood from the ocean, which is kind of silly, but okay. So I have like 6 of those going, and I'm just waiting for the wood to start reeling in. You start off with 3 basic, like, builder areas, like the forge, the lumber mill, and the coin shop. And then you'll be able to buy various things from these places. You can even upgrade them to unlock more recipes. But again, this being a clicker game and this requiring a grind a bit, you're gonna, I'm not gonna be able to tell you everything that's in this game. But what I can tell you, there is a quest log that you can click on to see what's due up next. I still haven't been able to figure out how to plant a tree. That's the 3rd thing on this list, and I've completed 2 beyond that. Actually, 3 or 4 beyond that. So it's just weird that it doesn't seem like there's a particular order in which to complete these quests. But there is a quest log that you can earn resources from should you complete these things. There's also a mailbox. On occasion, you'll get letters that you can open. There's a daily chest. You can, for free get some resources. That's kind of nice. You eventually unlock the ability to get an axe and a hammer so that you can get rid of trees and rocks that are in the environment. I have not gotten that far yet. Again, the game doesn't really tell me how to get these things. It's just something that you discover over time. So if I had one complaint, it's the tutorial just isn't there. Like, the game leaves you guessing on certain things that, you would need to know. And again, the other thing is the whole, click, 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 click. I get it. It's a clicker game. I get it. But there are technologies out there now and other games out there that make a person's life so much easier via a mouse over as opposed to a constant click. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand maybe click the tree once or twice to get rid of all, or to drop the resources, but then rather than having to click each resource to pick them up, just hover over the pieces of wood so that they're automatically collected. To me, I think that would be a more user-friendly system than getting carpal tunnel, but that's just me. But that being said, there's a lot of playtime that you can get out of this. You'll be constantly upgrading things, discovering new buildings. You can move things around at your leisure, with the exception of crop fields. I've been able to move everything except for, like, the potato fields that I've got. So I don't know how to get rid of those other than possibly deleting them, but I'm not in a hurry to do that right now. So, like, as clicker games go, this isn't bad. You'll get a lot of playtime out of this. It's a nice casual experience, but I do think some improvements could be made, which I've already hashed out, so I'm not going to rehash them. But yeah, if you're interested, definitely maybe take a look at it, wishlist it. Maybe wait a little bit and see where the game goes. It is still early access, or if you just want to support the developers, that's there. That's there too. I just want you to know though that, like, this game has been up for a while. The game has recently been reworked completely, and that's the version I'm playing now. I have not played it before. So, and it took a year or so for the developers to, like, release this information. So imagine, like, previous owners having to wait a year, unknown where the game was going, and then finally the game is reimagined and remade, and here we are now with this 2.0 version. And it's still in early access. So just be a little wary. Be a little, skeptical, but, for the most part, I've enjoyed my experience, minus some, frustration due to lack of information. But I'm hoping that improves as the game develops in early access. If you guys haven't already, subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube, that way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.